Hey guys, welcome back to Unstop Biology. So we are going to start with eukaryotic cells today. We have already covered, the very basic of cell, and in the last video we also covered prokaryotic cell, and we are basically started off with a new unit which is all regarding cell biology. So today we are going to start off with the eukaryotic cells, and then we are going to study all the cell organelles that are present in plant and animal cells, right? If you basically talk about the eukaryotes include what? So, they include first protists, then we have all the plants, we have all the animals, and we have fungi, right? So, we have protists, fungi, all the plants, and all the animals, right? Now, in eukaryotic cells, there is an extensive compartmentalization of cytoplasm. So you have basically a lot of membrane-bound organelles, and that is the difference between prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell, guys. So in prokaryotic cells, you don't have membrane-bound organelles, right? And we studied that in the last video. I hope you would have watched the last video. If not, please go through it once. And in eukaryotic cells, what happens? You have very distinct, you have very clear cut compartmentalization of cytoplasm through all the different kind of membrane bound organelles, and all these different organelles basically perform different functions, right? Apart from all these organelles, the eukaryotic cell also possess a very organized nucleus with a nuclear envelope. Again, this nuclear envelope is missing in case of prokaryotic cell, right? So they have very organized nucleus inside the nuclear envelope, right? Now, basically, eukaryotic cells have a variety of, locomotory and cytoskeleton structures as well. And again, these are very complex structures. And the genetic material which is present inside nucleus is organized into chromosomes, right? But if you see the eukaryotic cell of plants and animals, you'll realize that those two are not identical. So basically, all eukaryotic cells are not identical, right? So if we talk about the basic difference between a plant and an animal cell, you'll see that plant cell, possess cell wall. They have plastids. They have a large central vacuole, right? And all these things are absent in animal cells, right? Now, on the other hand, animal cells have centrioles, and these centrioles are absent in plant cells. So let's just go through the structure of animal and plant cell once. So if you see this structure, this is the structure of a plant cell, guys. And if I have to completely name all the organelles that you can see here, the outer part, which is the cell wall, is nothing but this. So this outer thing is cell wall, right? Now, after cell wall, you have a middle lamella. You have a middle lamella. And after that, you have a plasma membrane. Plasma membrane. And inside the plasma membrane, you have the cytoplasm. So this fluid inside the cell is cytoplasm. Now, in cytoplasm, you have different type of cell organelles. So, you have Golgi apparatus, right? Then you have some vacuole, right? You have the powerhouse of the cell, which is mitochondria. You have ribosomes, again very important in translation. You have chloroplast. You have peroxisome. You have microtubule. You have some openings which are plasmodesmata. You have smooth endoplasmic reticulum. You have lysosomes. You have rough endoplasmic reticulum, right? And then you have nucleus as well. Now, as we said, that nucleus has an outer covering which is nuclear envelope, right? Then we have nucleus, and inside that we have nucleolus. So this entire structure is of the plant cell, guys. Now, in the same way, in similar way, let's also see structure of animal cell. So this is the animal cell, right? I'll just remove the previous labeling and we'll see animal cell, right? So now in the animal cell, how it is different. In plant cell, we had cell wall, right? Here, the outermost layer is of plasma membrane. It is of plasma membrane. There are certain structures, these are known as microvilli. Microvilli. Then inside you have cytoplasm, the matrix which is cytoplasm. Again, you have nucleus, nucleolus, and nuclear membrane, right? And then you have various different cell organelles, like you have centriole, you have peroxisome, you have lysosome, then you have ribosomes, then mitochondria as well. You have rough endoplasmic reticulum, and you have smooth endoplasmic reticulum, and you have Golgi apparatus. So like this entire structure is of the animal cell. So now you can imagine that, why we say that cell is self-sufficient and cell is basically able to survive on its own. It is independent of any other requirement, and that is the reason we have unicellular organisms, which basically are nothing but a single cell, right? So they are made up of a single cell, but they can survive independently. Now, if you see both the diagrams once and compare it, if you see both these diagrams and compare it, you will see that here we have an outer covering, right? This outer covering is cell wall, and this is present in the case of plants. But in the case of animal cell, the outermost covering is nothing but the plasma membrane itself. Then here you have some microvilli. In plant cell, you don't have these microvilli, right? Now there are various other organelles which are present, like you don't have chloroplasts in animal cells. Here you cannot see any chloroplast, but here this structure that you see, all these are chloroplasts. These are chloroplasts, right? Here you can't see a vacuole, right? In plant cells, you can see a very, very big vacuole, right? So they have a vacuole as well. Again, here, basically, you have plasma membrane outside. In plant cell, it's not that since you have cell wall, you don't have plasma membrane. Here as well, the inner layer. So basically, if you see, there are two layers, right? This is one layer and this is the other layer. So the inner layer is of plasma membrane, and there is a partition between the outer and the inner layer, which is the cell wall and the plasma membrane, and it is basically partitioned by the middle lamella. So guys, this is the major difference, these are the major difference between plant and animal cell. However, both of these are eukaryotic cells, right? And when we saw exactly what prokaryotic cells are, we basically saw that there are no organelles except for ribosomes, right? There were no organelles, there was no nuclear envelope. The genetic material was completely naked. It was not covered or surrounded by any envelope, right? And there were certain extensions of plasma membrane, right? There were certain inclusion bodies apart from that. So this is all about the eukaryotic cell, guys. I hope you understood the basic, structure of eukaryotic cell. What is the difference between plant and animal cell? And from the next video onwards, what we are going to is basically we are going to dissect the entire eukaryotic cell, and we are going to study all the parts of the cell, whether it is the cell membrane or all the organelles, or organs needed for movement and all that in detail. So we'll start off with cell membrane. So in the next video we are going to cover cell membrane, basically, right? So we'll cover cell wall and cell membrane both. I hope you understood the video. If you have any doubt, please do let me know, either by commenting on the video, or you can also message me on WhatsApp, and I've given the WhatsApp number in description of this video. But again, cell biology is very, very important from boards as well as NEET exam point of view, and it carries a lot of marks. It has a lot of weightage in NEET. So I hope you are understanding all these basics. And guys, let me tell you that I'm just covering it as what the syllabus is given in NCERT, and definitely after we finish NCERT, as soon as we finish it, we are going to cover it from different books as well, and we'll go more in depth. I just want first, I just want your basics to be, completely fine first, and then we'll definitely deep dive into the details as well. So please do not forget to like the video if you have understood the basics of cell very nicely, and do share it with your friends. And if you're new to the channel, please do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Thanks guys, bye bye.